welcome to Stand With Us. I'm Roz Rothstein, your host, and today we are very lucky because we're going to be talking about the college campuses, all the new developments, how the boycott movement and BDS, boycott, sanctions, and divestment are showing their face on the college. And we have two expert witnesses here with us today, two professionals from Stand With Us who have done so much to help guide and support students on campus in Northern and Southern California. And as you know, if you're following all this, California can be very difficult on the college campuses. It has been, in some ways, a leader in a bad way, but also in a good way, because we'll hear all about that today. So here we have Jennifer Halpern, who does the Southern California work, and we have Johanna, who does the Northern California work. So what do you think? Do you see an escalation this year after Protective Edge this summer? Do you see an escalation on campus yet?
Absolutely. I think from during the war, I already started seeing SJP, Students for Justice in Palestine activists, very active on social media, putting together really gruesome memes of images that you would see on the news. They would make memes out of it to promote their agenda.
So before we continue, I'm not sure our viewers know what a meme is.
Oh.
So with social media, let me just explain. It's kind of a poster-looking picture that is created for social media, and then people click on it and they send it to their friends and they share it. Mm-hmm. So it would be an image. So it would be an image of, like, let's say, an Israeli soldier looking very mean and angry and having a gun pointed at a child. Yep. Something like that. So that would be a meme, and that would be passed along as an image of Israel and Israeli soldiers. So continue. Sorry.
Okay. Thank you for clarifying. Yeah, this day and age, I believe that people use images and the least amount of words possible to get their point across. And again, that's what we see as the #1 tool of the Students for Justice in Palestine. They're constantly on social media, Facebook, Twitter, getting these messages across. So from even before my colleges started, the UC's colleges started on October 1st, the Cal States about a month earlier, and from even before school starting, we would see school newspaper articles being released about Protective Edge and the genocide that Israel committed in Gaza.
So let me just interrupt. We watched this summer. It was horrific to see many Palestinian people dying because of this war between Israel and Hamas. I hope that everybody watching us understands the context of the war and how important it is to fully understand what Hamas did, not just to Israel, but to the Palestinian people, that they were launching their rockets from within the civilization, from within their population centers, from within their schools, from within their mosques and hospitals. So you have this as a violation of Geneva Conventions, but you see that they endangered their own people. But people refer to this, I think it was Alan Dershowitz that referred to this as the dead baby strategy. This would be the Hamas dead baby strategy, that they put these babies and then regular civilians in danger by launching from an area that's populated, and then of course Israel is forced to respond. They tried not to respond where there were people, but it's pretty difficult, and there's war is going to lead to casualties. But so that said, if you take a look at the dead baby strategy during the war, we now have a dead baby strategy on campuses and in communities. Exactly. So what are you seeing?
So I agree with Jen. I think this summer was insane with social media. I've never seen my students post so many political things. It was actually really amazing to see the students mobilize and wanting to really voice their opinions, and I thought that was great. But it's very different from my campuses, even though it's the same state. It's an entirely different atmosphere up in the Bay Area, and I'm not seeing as much from the other side right now. It's very quiet, which doesn't make us happy, and in fact scares us even more, because now we're wondering, what are they planning behind the scenes? Is BDS coming sooner than we think? So fortunately, we haven't seen anything yet, but who knows what can happen in the next few weeks.
Now, typically when it's quiet on a campus, usually we recommend for students to take the agenda, to have events that are positive, that are helpful, that build coalitions between our students and other groups that have nothing whatsoever to do with Israel, don't know, don't care. And so this is a time that they can be doing all that. Are they doing all that?
Absolutely. UC Santa Cruz just had an event last week that was an I Heart Israel event, and it was amazing. They had, falafel and music, and they gave out a lot of Stand With Us materials, and they just passed it out to everybody that was walking by their main quad area, and it was so great to see that on that campus, a campus that has dealt with quite a bit last year with BDS, a lot of anti-Semitism on the campus, but it was really beautiful to see that nobody was really bothering them. But again, who knows how long that will last.
But it's important because once you're out there and you set the agenda and you make friends through food. I mean, what else do we know what to do, right? It's like our favorite thing to do, to make friends with food. But, we make friends and we try to educate as much as we can about Israel's size, about geographic, just realities and strategic threats. And so you have a little bit of a backdrop if you do that. And then when bad things happen later on, at least they have an initial taste of what Israel really is about. And hopefully you're making friends on campus, right?
Right.
Yeah, the coalition building has been a really great start to the year so far, working with, Women's Center on campus, just a lot of the other groups. It's really great to see that with the students.
So this is fascinating. We're going to continue this conversation. We'll talk more about divestment and how that plays a role on college campuses. I know that everybody out there is extremely interested in this because we get a lot of feedback from you about this issue. So we will be right back. Don't leave us.